Hello and welcome to Appira Salesforce. This video is going to be about ServiceNow and Salesforce integration. So let us get started. So this is the agenda today: prerequisites, connected app, app registry, Oauth, entity profile, scope, and REST message. Let us walk through each topic. So this is the prerequisites. So we require two instances, one of Salesforce and other of ServiceNow, because it consists of two platforms, and that is why. So normally as a Salesforce developer, we usually have a dev edition org, that is a trial org. Now for ServiceNow, if you want, I can give you the link in the description. Then let us walk through connected app. So connected app is an application which enables other platforms to connect with the Salesforce. There are some other things as well. It can be used for audit purpose. It can be used for attaching policies, restrict data access, and all other things. I will not go more details into it. Just search for connected app on the internet and you will get more information on it. So let us get started on connected app. As we explain, we will create some components here. Go to your org and type app, and then visit app manager page. In the app manager page, click on new connected app. Give it a name, like let's say Snow Demo. Email address, I will give my email address. Enable OAuth setting, and because callback URL is mandatory, I'm going to just give something temporary. I will replace it with the other URL later on. Okay. What type of access should be given by this connected app? Then let us give full access for now, and then keep all the things as default. Click on save, continue. So this is how we create a connected app. Before going to another topic, let us check the consumer details, because we would require these details when we create a connection in ServiceNow. So it is asking a verification code. You will see the consumer key and consumer secret. These two fields are required in ServiceNow for connection. Then go back to our presentation. Next is we will see about application registry. So application registry is a kind of equivalent to connected app in ServiceNow. It registers the application in Snow to participate in the OAuth authorization, that means the integration. So we'll quickly go to the ServiceNow instance. So this is the ServiceNow login. So once you log in into developer.servicenow.com, you will see this kind of page, and once you click on the start building, so you will get a instance here. Then go to application all, and then application registry. We are on the same page, and then click on new. Go for third party OAuth provider, and just give the name for application. So as we'll give demo SF. Client ID, which is the client ID from this connected app. Copy this, paste it here, and again we require consumer secret as well. We'll keep all the things as default, and just change default grant type and few fields here, like the authorization URL. So where do we get authorization URL? Just go here, visit this page, login. Just visit this OAuth endpoints Salesforce help page, and scroll down. You will get the list of endpoints copy it, unlock this field, paste it and lock it again. Same goes for token URL as well. Visit this page, you'll find the token endpoint here, copy it again and insert it here. You remember that I told you we are going to change the connected callback URL. So go back again to our Salesforce instance. Here click on edit to change the callback URL and paste it. Okay, it will take 10 minutes to reflect in the system. So meanwhile, we'll be back on our presentations. So now we'll see OAuth entity profile. So what is a OAuth entity profile? It's basically a grant type, and it tells us what scope the application has. Scope, when I say scope, means the user has whether read or write scope, or what type of scope. We have given a full scope in Salesforce, and for the profile we haven't created a profile in ServiceNow. We will require to create it, and then we'll also see the OAuth scope, like what is actually the OAuth scope. OAuth scope will tell what type of access the provider has, like the read or write or any string. Let's get back to our ServiceNow instance. So we are on this page. Let us save our profile, that is the application registry, and then we'll see that the profile is by default created in ServiceNow. This is the magic of ServiceNow, like we do not have to create much, it's already created for us, for developers. So once you create the application registry, just right click on this bar and click save. It's like a quick save in Salesforce. It will not go to another page, but will stay on this page itself. So here we have a profile already created, a default profile basically. Let us just define the scope for it. But before defining the scope of this profile, we have to define the OAuth entity scope here. So mention full here and also here, because we have given a full access. Save it again, or what I will do is click on update demo. Okay, now go back to our profile, the default one which was created, and the access that you gave, it has to be same OAuth provider access. So I've selected that and then click on update. Okay, we are done with this configuration. Let us go back to our presentation. So we're done with OAuth entity profile. It was basically by default created when we created application registry. Then we defined the scope. The scope was full, and now it is time for REST message. REST message is like we have to define the REST message. It is like a web service which is in the ServiceNow. It tells ServiceNow that you have to hit this endpoint, get this, create this, or update it. Update the functionality in other platform. Let us go back on the ServiceNow. Type REST message in this. Okay, visit REST message page. Click on new. Okay, now you have to define the REST message. We'll give some details like let's say new account. Okay, then define the endpoint for it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just type new account REST API. I know there is a page for this. Okay, then define the, you can get the URL from here. This is the REST endpoint. So you can see my domain name is here. So do not mention login or test.salesforce.com. Instead you have to mention the domain name. So I'm mentioning domain name as this, my instance name. Okay, and then what you have to do is select the Oauth profile. Okay, demo SF, and click submit. Okay, so you have this endpoint created, that is not endpoint but the REST message created. If you click get auth token, what will happen is it will check the profile, get the token from by hitting the API authorization endpoint. So we'll click on get OAuth endpoint, get OAuth token actually. Then it will allow us to, okay, it is asking permission to access our instance. We'll give it, and it is back to our instance then. Okay, now instead of default get, because we are creating account, I would say let us just visit here. So I would say for creating an account we will require post message. So we'll go with the post one rather than default get. Click on new, create account. We are creating a HTTP method now, and instead of get we are just posting it. Paste the endpoint URL that we got from this help documentation. Again the same endpoint URL which was posted back. Or what I will do is I will copy the URL first. Okay, then hit new under HTTP methods. We have to define method here, post account, post, paste the same endpoint URL and submit. Okay, so okay, let us test this post account method. We'll give the header as content type. Maybe we can get a header from here of content type. Okay, there's no header, but let us see. Let us post content, that is the request body, and let us see if it is getting updated at Salesforce end. Okay, go to post account and then click on test. This is socket error. I guess we need to post a header here. Application/JSON update. Okay. We'll test this post message again. Here you go. So Express Logistics and Transport account has been created, and this is the ID. We'll copy that and let us just see that account in our org. So what I will do is just paste it in this URL. Okay, here you go. So let us just test it again because it's a generic name, but it is the account that is created now because it has no details. Here you can see. Let us just test it with another name of account. Update this, then again hit HTTP method, click on test. Here you go. So the status is 201. Anything in the 2XX series, which means the response is positive. Again paste the ID that we got from ServiceNow, and here you go. So in this way we integrated ServiceNow and Salesforce. So what do we require here? I'm going again back to our PPT agenda. So what do we require here is connected app, which is at the Salesforce end, and we have to create application registry. Oauth entity profile is by default created, and nothing, there is no action on our end. Then we have to just define the scope and the outbound REST message, and the outbound REST message, in the outbound REST message you can get the Oauth token. Once you get the Oauth token, you can see the note here, like what is the time of expiration. Depending on the type of endpoint, depending upon the type of request, you define the HTTP methods. So we defined post account here. You can also get account or get records. Then just post the body and post the header and click on test. So this will create account or post something on the Salesforce.